guys, so in today's video I'll be showing you how to cover up acne and blemishes and all those things that everybody hates, but we're all getting them on our faces from time to time. So my skin is breaking out like crazy lately and I don't have an idea why, but I decided that now is a great opportunity to show you guys how I cover up my blemishes. I don't really have active pimples at the moment. It's mostly like a pimple that it made its cycle and now it's just some red spots, but it's annoying and I don't really want to have them here, so I'm going to cover them up right now. And I hope you guys learned something new today. I hope you find this video helpful, and without losing any time, let's go ahead and get started. So before we get started, I just want to tell you guys that it's very important to take care of your skin before applying any makeup. One thing that I find that makes a huge difference of how my makeup looks is exfoliating. I'm exfoliating my skin twice a week and that's pretty much enough. But if you have pimples, you probably have noticed already that the skin around the pimple is kind of dry and it has flaky skin and it's not very smooth. So when you exfoliate your skin, all those flaky skin will be gone, and this will also help you to get rid of any dry patches that you have on your face. So I definitely recommend you to exfoliate your face. Twice a week is okay. I wouldn't recommend you to do it more often because I don't think that it's good for the skin. But I find that after exfoliating, the foundation sits a lot more naturally on the skin. It doesn't look that cakey. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to prime your skin. It's very important, and when I first started doing makeup, I wasn't thinking that it's that important, but trust me, it is. When I first started, I was making the mistake to apply the foundation straight on my skin without any primer, without any moisturizer. It was not looking good. So I'm gonna start off with this cream here by Avene. It's actually a mattifying hydrating cream, which is perfect for oily skin because it won't leave your face looking super greasy, so it's perfect. And I'm going to use my fingers to apply it on my face. Always make sure that your hands are super clean when you're going to touch your face. And it also makes a perfect base for the makeup. I have some mascara on, so I have to be careful. And you can tell how sensitive my skin is just by touching it. It's getting super red. And now just let it dry for a while. Don't rush to apply any product on top of it. Just give it a little bit time to absorb into the skin. Next, I'm taking some primer, and this is a silicone based primer. It's by Benefit. It's the POREfessional, and I love this one because it blurs my pores really nicely, and it's also perfect for those areas where you have blemishes to create a nice smooth base for the foundation and the concealer. You definitely want to use something like this on the areas that you're going to build up products like, as I said, foundation and concealer. So I'm just going to take some of it again on my fingers, and I'm placing it first on my pores right here, and I'll also bring it on the blemishes that I have right here, just very gently applying it on the skin. You don't want to use too much pressure on your skin. And then massaging it right here on my pores, a little bit on my nose. Whatever I have left on my fingers, I'll also bring it on my chin and on my forehead. Now, primers are really important, but I know that they can be quite pricey, and I understand that. So if you're on a budget or you're looking for something more affordable, you can still use your daily moisturizer. But one thing that you should consider with the moisturizers is that you want to find one that won't leave your skin looking too greasy, because all that oil is going to come through the makeup and it's going to ruin whatever you did on your face. Just look for something that it's not too thick and that will absorb in your skin quickly. I think that those kind of moisturizers are perfect to use as a primer as well. Now the next step is the foundation, and I think that it's really important to know that the foundations are not meant to cover up the blemishes, and we're using them to just even up the skin tone. And if you have any blemishes or areas that you need a little bit more coverage, then we use the concealer. So have that in mind and don't use a ton of foundation because you're going to start looking cakey. No one likes that. Today I'm gonna use my MakeupForEver Ultra HD foundation, and I'm in the shade Y25. So I'm going to use my Sigma 3D HD blender, and I'm going to apply it on my face just using dabbing motions. And this is not a full coverage foundation, but you can see how beautifully it evened up my skin tone, and you can also see some of my blemishes showing through, but that's okay, because as I said, I'm going to use concealer in a while to cover them up, and I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer in the shade 1.0. You can use any concealer that you have, but what I prefer is the cream concealers, because I feel like they're a little bit thicker and they give me a lot more coverage than the liquid ones. So this is a cream concealer, and I'm gonna use my fingers to apply it. I'm taking this amount of product that's even a little bit too much, so I'm going to take the excess on the back of my hand, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start pressing that product on the spots. Just very gently, you don't need to use lots of pressure. Taking some of that product that I left on the back of my hand, and again I'm just pressing just on the areas that I need a little bit more coverage. Now you're probably wondering, why am I using my finger instead of a brush or something like that? I find that sponges and brushes are kind of stealing the product, and I don't like that, especially when I'm using concealers. So I find that when I'm using my fingers, this is not happening, and I'm using all of the product. Let it set for a while, let that concealer dry on the skin, work on some other areas. Like I'm gonna start working on my chin. I have some redness, some scars. Always make sure that you're using dabbing motions. You don't want to swipe. You want to just dab 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 very gently. Something else that you want to remember is that you want to find the concealer that matches your skin after you apply the foundation, not before. Then you can go back to some of those areas that you first started working and just apply one more layer if you need to. And always make sure that you use a small amount of product at a time. So now that I have the foundation and the concealer, I'll use some powder to set them and just lock them in place so that they're not moving throughout the day. I'm actually going to use a powder foundation. This one is by the Balm. It's the Photobalm powder foundation, and I'm in the shade Light. So I'm taking a small brush like this one, and I'll just take some of the product on it, and then I'm going to press it on the areas that I applied the concealer. Again, I'm not swiping, I'm just pressing it, because if I swipe, some of the concealer can grab into the bristles of the brush and I'll use that coverage, so I don't want that. And I'm using a powder foundation which is also going to add some more coverage, which, I mean, it's not a bad thing. Now, if you have very oily skin, you can also go ahead and use your favorite powder to set your T-zone or any other area of your face that is getting greasy throughout the day. Personally, I don't have the oiliest skin, and I kind of want to keep that glow that I have on my face right now, so I won't use any powder. But one more step that I find important is using a setting spray. I don't only use it to keep my makeup in place for the entire day, but I also use it because it's removing that powdery finish from the skin, and it makes all the products that you applied on your skin to look a little bit less noticeable. So I'm gonna use my L'Oreal Infallible Fixing Mist. I love this one. You can see that I used almost all of it, so I'm just going to shake it a little bit. I love the sound that it makes, and I'm spraying. And this is pretty much it, you guys. You can see that the redness and the blemishes are not visible anymore. And now that you set your foundation and the concealer with that setting spray, you can go ahead and finish up with the face makeup. You can apply your contour, bronzer, highlighter, whatever you like. Now with the highlighter is a little bit tricky because whatever you apply, it's kind of exaggerating the texture of your skin. So if you have any blemishes on the areas that you apply your highlighter, let's say in this area right here, I would suggest you to skip it because it's going to reflect the light and it's going to make that pimple even more visible. So be careful with the highlighter. Also, when you're applying your contour and blush, just make sure that you're pressing the brush to your skin. You're not swiping, because as I said, if you swipe, some of the concealer can stick to the bristles of the brush and you're going to lose the coverage. So have that in mind as well. And also something else that I wanted to mention is that if you have pimples that are kind of bumpy, they're not like flat to the skin, you can't really cover up that bumpiness with makeup. But what you can do is you can erase that redness that it has. So that's kind of like half of the trouble gone, which is not a bad thing. But don't be disappointed. I just want to tell you that because sometimes, especially when you're a beginner, when you're applying makeup, you're expecting that makeup to do wonders and to make your skin look absolutely flawless. The truth is, if you have texture on your skin, it will still be there no matter how much makeup you apply. In fact, the more makeup you apply, the more textured your skin will look. So that's why I'm always repeating myself, telling you that you want to use a small amount of foundation, as little as possible, concealer at a time, and that's what's actually going to prevent you from having cakey face. So I really hope you guys find this video helpful and you learned something new today. If you have any questions, just let me know down in the comment section below. And I just want to remind you to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget that you can also follow me on my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also visit my blog. All of the links will be down in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!